Alright, Castle Rock has fallen, and Sansa is married to Theon now, which is good. I need to get Theon some more loyalty. But anyway, we got basically all of our money back that we got from bribing that fort to get Lannisport in the first place. Theon and Irina are back here. For now. I just need to get Irina one command star and I can get him Night Fighter. Actually, no, I've already got him Night Fighter, haven't I? Yeah. Cool. Anyway, yeah, this fort here makes a perfect line. So you can't siege that perfectly. Wait a minute, I can show you, using the princess, where all the Lannister douchebags are hiding. He's got 3 stacks of decent troops. I say decent, meh. Levy spearmen. These ones are pretty good. Yeah. Decent's the word. They're not bad. I mean, he hasn't done basically anything for the entire hot seat, so the forces are basically untouched, pretty much. But yeah, we've got Victorian over here with his full stack that's able to land and do this. To be honest, defending Castle Rock is a bit meh right now. If he did attack, I'd be 50-50 whether or not I could lift it, which is why I put expendable troops inside of here, really. This one finally called that bluff. This was just undefended for so fucking long that I'm surprised it didn't get attacked sooner. If Lefford here moves up to the Bane Fort, in theory we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and yeah. So we'll have enough troops to defeat Lefford if he moves on the Bane Fort. Plus the... yeah, 17, 18, 19, so yeah, we'll have about a full stack to go to the Bane Fort to lift any siege attempted on that. That's about it for this turn. Everything's basically done. Right now, it's literally just using the new gained income that we've got to recruit more troops and move down to defend Castle Rock. Okay, turn 8, we are building our presence in the west. We've moved Vic down to Lannisport to look a bit more foreboding, so to speak. Now we have more troops here. I'm more and more confident of being able to lift any siege on this. Because it's in a straight line, he can only put troops there, there, and there, laying siege. And if I rally out of that, that'll be, yeah, it's a bit confusing. If I sally out of that, then it will have all 3 units in it. But if I attack, say, just Dagmar on the side... only 1 and 2 stacks will get out. This one here will be out of the battle. Or if I attack this one here, only the one next to it will be in the battle. Of course, he could put another stack, like, right there, and then drag another one in, but that'd be, you know... It's very 50-50. Might be able to defend it, might not be. It's still very much on the fence. But we're, I think we look more powerful than we actually are, and he no doubt thinks I have more troops off the edge. See, this situation right here is why, I don't know, we might try it in the future, but it's something that's been in my head for a while, has been recording turns when I actually play them, but I see situations like this, where if my enemy watched this here, if Lannister watched this video right now, when the turn is actually up, he'd be able to think, okay, the risk is worth it, attack. But, yeah, I don't know. It's very 50-50. I might be able to repel it even if he did attack. And I definitely will be able to once Balon gets his ass down here. I'm demanding from the fucking Tyrells to hand over Craycall. Because the Lannisters, in their cowardly fucking manner, surprise, fucking surprise, I can show you. So yeah, basically Tyrell's gone to Lannister and offered them his shit or some ridiculous bollocks, I don't know. Fucking Lannister's basically bent over backwards for the Tyrells, which is very, very weird and not at all, you know, canon. As if Tywin Lannister would ever bend to the fucking High Garden. Ridiculous, but there you go. What are you going to do? Well, that just made, I mean, like, a grand for like 1.4k, 1.3k from fucking Silverhill. He's got Craycall as well. And Golden Tooth. The only issue in all of this is that the Tyrell player has now vanished off the face of the planet. So, yeah, Mac's gone, who was the Tyrell player, and the admin is subbing. So... my demand of hand over Craycall or be declared war, because Craycall is an obvious staging ground for an invasion. I don't want him having it. Either he hands it over or war, you know. But, yeah, either he hands it over or I go to war with him, but I can't make an alliance with the... I can't deal with the admin because the admin refuses to deal on a player's behalf. Fair enough. So hopefully the Tyrell player is replaced soon and I'll have someone to actually talk with. Okay, turn 9, and I can fucking annoyingly say that there's still no Tyrell player. And once again, I'm going to have to repeat my demands to Tyrell. Every turn that I wait is another turn that Tyrell is probably moving to attack me. But I can't confirm, do the deal, because my deal is an ultimatum. If he refuses, then he's basically publicly declaring war. If he doesn't refuse, then he can either, you know, prolong the illusion that he's not, or we can seek friendly thing, but I can't continue to deal with a fucking admin. I need a player to bloody talk to, because the admin's just not going to do any diplomacy whatsoever on behalf of a faction that he's not actually playing. Yeah, there he is. I literally just showed him. He's hiding there with that force. I don't know how I just didn't see that. You can't hide a full stack in trees, by the way. Otherwise, you just see him like that. Anyway, yeah, we're still recruiting some more ships up at the Isles. I'm kind of like trying to preserve cash for the moment. While we build all of this and everything. And hopefully next turn we will have Krakor. By the way, I'm not sure if I mentioned when I recorded the previous turn, but the Clegane's Keep, which was this place. If I remember it, yeah, Clegane Keep. That was empty, so I just walked in and took it, basically. Lannister's basically a fucking horde faction at this point, who's bent over backwards for their enemy, which is very weird. I'd have no problem with horde factions if the horde faction is helping its original ally, like Lannister becoming a horde faction and rushing to help Joffrey. You know, the natural ally and Tywin's nephew. Not, oh, let's go to Highgarden, because that way he can have a hope that Tyrell will join him, and you know, I think it's pretty fucking obvious that Tyrell's joined him at this point. Or Lannister's joined Tyrell, I should say, because he's Tyrell's bitch. Well, anyway, moving on. Alright, turn 10, and we're finally getting a bit of action again. We had a bit of a fucking stale run. We've moved up our troops since... Where's Asher at? She's in the fort, yeah. I've moved Willem up, who's pretty good with loyalty, but I've also putting the princess inside the fort makes it unbribable. So she'll stay in there. But the Lannister forces have fled over to Hornvale, so over here. If at all possible, not on this turn, but in the next, if we can disband this fort at some point. I need to build a fort here, where Willem is. And then a fort... Fucking hell, I can't. Ah! A fort there, that little bit there, where I can't fucking send any troops because I don't have enough movement points to do it. We've gotten Krakor, by the way. There's actually a player now. So, you know, once we siege Ashmark anyway, we'll have to coordinate efforts. But if the Tyrells want an alliance with me, which I'll give them a blood alliance, I'll marry Asher off to one of them. But by the way, I have a kid. Greydon Greyjoy. Yeah. But yeah, and ideally, the Tyrells lay siege to Hornhill at the exact same time that I lay siege to Ashmark. And then in one swell swoop, we can just wipe out the entirety of the Lannister faction. Whether or not Tyrell will actually keep up his end of the bargain is debatable, but if he does, then yay, we'll stick to our end of the bargain and be his allies throughout the hot seat. That's fine. I'm not particularly looking to be with number 1 in this hot seat. I just want to secure the West and bunker down. Alright, turn 11, and Castamere has fallen, and Ashmark is under siege. Well, I can show you, actually, I think. Yeah, there it is. Quinton Painfort's fucked off to the Golden Tooth, and we've got the Tullys. I'm talking to the Tullys to try and get them to push on Golden Tooth right now and secure this region. Because as it stands, I'm going to have to leave some troops over by Golden Tooth somehow to defend from this point. Because as you can see by the forts around here, Tyrell's pushed up into the Riverlands stupidly, and he's kind of like stuck up there with 2 stacks. So Tully really needs to take Golden Tooth to free up that borders from me. So either I can send troops in to help them, or send troops back down to defend this. My fleet's looking pretty good. Krakor is mine. The port stands. And Tyrell has agreed to lay siege to Hornhill when I am laying siege to Ashmark. Again, whether or not he actually will is debatable. He might see the Lannister Horde faction as a better than having me. Alright, turn 12, and Tyrell claims to have taken Hornhill, and yet the Lannisters are still around. Which is either a huge fucking coincidence, and they just happen to have been gifted something elsewhere, which none of my allies can confirm, or Tyrell's about full of fucking bullshit. which is far more likely. So, yeah. I'm not trusting him for a fucking second. I'm going to tell him to move that fucking ship of his back, which is no doubt scouting my waters, which doesn't help his case in the fucking slightest. But yeah, it looks like war, and it looks like we're just going to have to kill the Tyrells, which is fine, because, you know, it means, one, more war, which is fun and more entertaining than me sitting in the West not really doing anything. It also means that I can reclaim all of this shit in the West that Lannisters gifted to fucking to Tyrell. And it means that I can take the Reach, which expands my borders. Otherwise, I would have had nowhere to expand, which would have been annoying. But you know, I'd have just been content with the West, to be honest, if Tyrell had been loyal, which I'm seriously doubt that he fucking is. Anyway, we have nothing inside this fort right now, and it's kind of, I mean, if Lannister turned back around and laid siege to that, he could like run amok through the place. But yeah, I don't know. It's again a case of my enemies not taking risks. Lannisters fucked off further into the fucking east, which is fine. We're gonna let this fort disband, and to the next turn I'll show you what I'm setting up there. William Lannister and everyone else, you got all these forces. I got 3 full stacks, and all these guys, my ships, and some more stuff being recruited up at the Isles. So yeah, that's about all. We'll go to next turn. Yeah, this is just lies upon lies upon lies. He had the fucking gall as well to demand, to offer up a marriage alliance between Asher and Thing. There's nothing more in Hotseat. I have very few codes when it comes to Hotseating, but I take blood alliances very fucking seriously. I don't break them. I will die for my blood allies, my kin, whatever. I make a blood alliance, you know I'm your ally for the entire Hotseat. Despite if only if you betray me will I fight you. But for this fucking player, Dragon, to ask for a fucking blood alliance, being obviously fucking betraying me, it's just fucking, yeah, that's like a black mark on his fucking record for any future games that I have with him. That's just fucking low as hell. Anyway, this is the new setup for this fort that I was on about. Now he can only attack with these forces. So he can siege, wait a minute. I'll use the general. You can siege this fort with these 2 regions, so 2 siege that, or 2 can siege this. But if we sally out, that means only those 2 will be in the battle. If we sally out of that one, only those 2 will be in the battle. So basically all I need in order to defend these 2 forts is 2 stacks, which I have. 1 stack inside there, and 1 stack with Victorian and Harlaw inside the Ruined Keep, which can both reach this fortification right there at that pass, and it can reach the fortification at Lannisport, so it defends both locations very nicely. Do I have Asher up here so I can show you? Yes, I can. Yeah. The Lannisters are over here. They were moving over to the, you know, King's Landing-ish region. I've confronted the Tyrell player. I'm going to, at least. And basically, I'm going to call him on his bullshit. I could say nothing and act stupid and make it so he underestimates me and thinks that I fallen for his little shit. But, yeah, I'm just very annoyed. With the Blood Alliance thing. Not the betrayal, but the fact that he offered a Blood Alliance as if it was nothing and meant fucking nothing. As if he could just take it and it didn't mean shit. So, yeah, fuck the guy. Fuck the guy, I'm confronting him, and screw it. What small gain I might have gained from just playing dumb is just not worth it. I'd rather express my distaste at his actions publicly. Screw him. Anyway, there you go. Welcome to the Game of Thrones, I suppose. Certain players just do not put any stock in blood alliances, and those players I will never offer blood alliances ever again. Lesson learnt. I have a little list somewhere on my computer in one of my text files of players that have just disregarded alliances, like marriage pacts and whatnot. And those people I simply won't trust again. What are you going to do? They just never again will they get that kind of secured alliance from me. An alliance, perhaps, but never again will I trust them fully enough to give them, you know, my kin. That's just not going to happen. So yes, that's all that. I am recruiting more shit from the Isle with the intention of bringing them down to defend this. Because right now, this entire region is a bluff. Like, Ashmark, Thing, Benford, it's all a bluff right now. I can't defend it. So if he did push on that, then he'd be able to sweep through and cause all kinds of havoc. So that's a bit of a bluff, yes. Anyway, yeah, that's all for now. We will move forward. I've moved my ship forward, speaking of move forward, just to scout the surrounding area for the reach and whatnot. And yeah, that's all for now. Moving on.